All right, let's throw some poop maybe? No, the fish. Throw the fish. And then go call. Pop back here. Guys, royal flush draw. Nasty board. If villain goes quarter, like everything seems bad here, honestly. Imagine having a royal flush and just everything seeming bad. I don't actually think I raised this board much. I think I'm gonna go like that. That's a double gutter. That's interesting. I mean, kind of like a must bluff spot, but like I'm taking a small size here. Like 1/3. Let's try this. He has an ace. All right. Fun one here. Ace is raising under the gun. Baddies with the 3-bet. He goes to 12, which is like really small. I don't know, sizing wise, maybe go like 30 as a 4-bet. And he snap calls, of course, all the diamonds. I think that's really gonna stop me here though. Just kind of keep going. Obviously slow down if I happen to, see a diamond on board. But I mean, like when he's 3-betting me from the big blind and he calls a 4-bet, and like there's the king out there. I mean, it's not super hard for him to have a flush, but it's pretty hard. Let's maybe go down here. We're gonna at least call this. He switched up his raise size from the first hand. Sure. And I flopped a gutter. Kind of crummy board in general. I'd imagine we want to check raise this at least some of the time. And then he goes for the overbet on flop, which, I mean, I'm going to say I don't really think is much of a thing here, but honestly, I have no idea how to play heads up. He's probably way better than me. We got a gutter, we got a spade. Got a double gutter now, and a spade draw. Is that any sort of... No, I don't have anything. Ooh, that's rough. Seems like an easy river bluff, though. On a board like this, we probably go overbet, because we're not really going to be going too thin. So we'll toss in the overbet, and the point here is to apply pressure to a king. If he has, a missed bluff or something, then, he's going to insta-fold, and he did insta-fold, which is nice. Let's see a flop. Hit a 7, that's cool. I'm also just going to slide us over here. I'm in a 3-bet pot against Andre, blind versus blind. I chose not to just go all in this time. And I actually checked back the flop. He goes for the double check. I think I can go big bet for value now. Is he going to have a 6, like the 7-6, the 6-5? I mean, 6-5 is actually in a crummy spot versus big bet on turn. Is he going like check call mode with like king 10? I don't know. I think I just have another bet here. I don't think I go all in though. I just go like this. Okay, why is there multiple spots going on at the same time? This is stupid and gross, but so I actually made my 7 high flush here, and I have pair plus flush, and like he's shoving over my big river bet, and this is just a call. I think pair plus flush is always. Cool. So hey, maybe that's where my win rate comes from. People showing up, playing 1 to 2 hands, and losing their stacks. Now, what happened over here? Andre ended up folding. Okay, seems like a nice spot. Let's go for the 3-bet here. But I've also seen, for like heads up tables and lobbies, when it's not like a king of the hill format or anything, then it's just 100 different tables with one player at each table. Okay, so I mean, we have a profitable bet, but I mean, just like check back seems super cool. This is a turn spot where like I could bet like really small and just try to milk value out of like 8s, but that just doesn't seem right. And I mean, having like a flush draw in my check back range seems pretty cool too. I'm gonna say super easy call. I don't know if we ever raise this. This just seems a little too thin to raise. We pick off the ace-5. He's calling ace-5 to 3-bet blind versus blind. Love to see that. I know there is some heads up fast fold games. I don't know if those actually run. Like pure call here, though. At like 160 BB stack depth, does this ever start 4-betting? I don't know. Either way, go for the call. Flop top pair. Life's good. And I know there's like heads up sit and goes too, which, I mean, that's kind of a different thing. That's, you know, a lot more short stacked play. I'm just gonna take the check call here. This is fine. Also just gonna pop up here. I'm gonna overbet for value against Jeparok, who goes for the quick call. Unfortunately, turns 2-pair. Though frankly, like, I mean, I put in a big bet. I didn't put in that big of a bet, so not that much damage done overall. Hey, what's up, Ship Taker? I think Ace Queen's just gonna be in the value range here. Just like 3/4 pot. I don't really think this is a texture it makes sense for me to go just like super thin on. Like it's not like I'm value betting a jack ever. Probably not even value betting like an ace 5 type thing. So yeah, just go for the bet. Go for a call. If I get raised, I mean it's probably just like an auto fold. But you know, the players are gonna have some moves here. There's gonna be, you know, just like king jack offsuit stuff. You could raise like pocket queens with a diamond, like that stuff's in there. But I don't think we call ace queen. I think this is literal bottom of value range with no blockers, nothing fun. Ooh, this is interesting. So I'm in a 3-bet pot here against Uix, and he checked back flop, which you absolutely do want to do once in a while, but I feel like you don't really see all that often. So I'm just going to go for, like, I'm going to be range betting this turn. I'm just going to be using a really small size. And I mean, just taking it down is absolutely fine. Had a 4th pair there. I heard the ladies love this Dave Brady guy, though. That's the only thing I know about him. All right, Andre. Okay, how can we play this in a stupid way? Min bet. Actually, min bet is like a good strategy here. At least on flop. I'm gonna min bet on turn. It is my goal here to just play in silly ways against Andre. I'm just gonna do it one more time. All right, we got $2 out of him with, you know, presumably a very weak hand. So the way that this one went down, guys, is it went check on flop, and then I bet 3/4 on turn, and then he min raised me, and then this comes and he goes for half pot. I know, like, this guy called my 3-bet before with ace 5 offsuit, so he's just going to be like a bit random. I don't know, he might be overvaluing an ace, he might be just doing weird stuff, but I don't think I can ever fold this ace 9, so I'm going to go ahead and click call. I will acknowledge that the 9 here, both being a 9 and being a spade, is like kind of a silly, bad blocker to have. And he ended up actually flopping the nuts and checking it back. So I don't really think that's a thing you do, but I mean, I'm thankful for that because I could have lost a much larger pot there. Over limp with the 3s. Let's go. Oh, that's fun. I like to check raise my sets, or I like to attempt to check. Oh no, he auto checked back. He autoed it. Why, dude? I mean, I'm not trying to go for check raises if one guy's using the auto buttons, so the game plan is just to go bet. Okay, so what I want to do here is I actually want to start off with a small bet. I'm not going to be checking this one. I want to go bet flop check turn. Because it's a spot where players get pretty stabby. Do I want to continue it on the king? That's tough. I don't actually think I want to continue it on. Like, I think I want to keep going. I think I just want to go bet. I don't know if I trust this guy to just like turn his 7s into bluffs. And like when we get here, so many of his hands just have like, you know, pair plus draw, or even just draw. He'll just call draw. Oh, love this. So I mean, he's not bluffing, which means I should just go all in. And I mean, yeah, right. Oh, okay, Shirachi, everything I just said about 888, I take it all back. Oh, what the heck was that? That was not fun at all. And then he just instantly hits and runs. Dude. I got 3-bet by Equalizer. King 10 is never in any sort of 4-bet or shove range here, so we just go for the standard call. I flop a gutter. Backdoor royal flush draw. We already whiffed on one royal flush draw today. I've whiffed on like my last 18 royal flush draws in a row. It feels bad. Gonna go for the call. This is an interesting one. So we got the pair, we got the gutter, we got the straight draw, straight blocker. So I think I'm typically gonna approach this like drawing a lot of my bluffs from like pocket sevens plus diamond type things. Is there any reason to just turn this into a bluff? I mean, I guess I'm hoping... I don't really know what I'm hoping to get fold, like queen jack. I don't know, check back seems fine. Check back seems good, and that is a straight. It's not a flush, but it's a straight. Now we'll see what we can do here. I think the interesting thing is, what if he bets really small? Like, what if he 10%s this? Okay, against that, I think it's just call. I mean, here's the thing. If I go for a shove, I'm not going for a shove. If I go for a shove, there's either two things I want to happen. And neither of them are him having a flush and just winning. So I want either he has a worse hand and calls my shove, so he'd need to have like set or straight, or no, not straight. He'd need to have like a set or a 2-pair, or I mean, I guess he could technically call with like anything, but nice little 2-pair top and bottom. Gonna mix check raise, check call. Gonna go check call. That's a full house on turn. It's beautiful. That's what that is. That's actually a bit of an annoying one. So he goes check back turn. What am I expecting him to bet for value on river? He's not going to bet things like kings, queens. And we block the ace. So this one's just kind of better off going for bets. And sizing wise, maybe just like that. I mean, there's not much interesting in like thinking about like a bet 3-bet plan, because if I go bet 3-bet, he's just going to call with an ace and then we're just going to chop. I block quad deuces though, so that's nice. Pop over here, so normal raise from Equalizer and just like tiny 3-bet from Agnes. And so I'm going to make this like 30. So typically when I'm on the button and like I'm cold 4-betting against, say, you know, a cutoff or MP, I'll usually use just like 2x, but his 3-bet is too small to really want to do that. I guess. Aces with Andre in the big blind. Let's do it. If he 3-bets me, I'm clicking it. Okay, fine. I mean, still nice spot though. Andre likes to check raise, at least from what I've seen. So I'm going to kind of take the size that will have him check raising me the most. Just kind of go small here. I think on a texture like this, we can be pretty liberal with different sizes. No lead. I don't know if he ever leads this anyways, but just kind of keep going. He goes... Oh, that's the run out you give me. Okay, so like it's literally never a fold, but like, come on, what is this? All right, let's throw some poop maybe? No, the fish. Throw the fish, and then go call. Oh, typical Andre. Always has the nuts. You know what I appreciate, guys? So like, you know, I'm streaming here on 888. I've streamed on, you know, a bunch of other sites over my career. And so like a lot of my screen names are just kind of out there. There's a few sites that I play on where they're not. And I like it because, I mean, it's such a stupid little thing because it's You know, it's kind of the normal state, but you know, I like being on a site where people don't know it's me. We raise this big, right? Like, is this obnoxious here? Get snapped. Wow, get snapped. He quartered, I potted it, he doesn't even blink. Then how suicidal is the second bet? Probably really, right? Go for the check. Okay, that's third nuts. No, fourth nuts, but he probably doesn't have 3-5. Who snaps pot size raises on flop? Who does that? And now this is kind of a silly spot because I'm pretty sure when I bet this river, my ranges just like literally flushes or bluffs. And so there's no small betting at all. I mean, maybe there's like 3-5. I guess I'd probably follow through with that on the turn. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go like this with a jack 8. And then I have to call a shove, though I kind of hate it. And I am serious, guys. That actually is legitimate play. So we have high frequency call, low frequency 4-bet here with the 8s. I don't think we ever shove. Roll the 20, so we're just going to click and call, see where it takes us. Well, it's not ideal. Oh, we actually have a new player joining the table. And what? I'm okay with this. So he goes for like the mega tank and then checks back. I think this is a little bit too big technically, and I don't want there to be an 88 at the end. So what was this? Like 48. So let's go 42. That seems about right. And sometimes he has aces and I'm just demolished, but I mean, if that happens, then ouch. Yeah, so Heroes in the Sea, if you're interested in like learning about those shoving ranges, just make a free account on GTO Wizard and like you have access to all the ranges. You could just explore them. Rivers of Shove. Yeah, you can explore them for free. And like blind versus blind, there are some shoves. It's things like what? There's like ace kings, king jack suited. I think there's like a tiny bit of like jack 10s goings on, and I think there's like ace 5, ace 4s doing it a bit. All right, so we get the one big bet out of him. We don't get the last one, and then okay, let's bow out of this one. Okay, so we have top pair, decent kicker, backdoor flush draw, lots of good stuff. Gonna quickly just peek at this guy. Never raises pre or 3-bets. Is that true? I mean, I wouldn't say never, but yeah, I guess when I wrote that note, those were all zeros. So into 2 players, I'm just gonna go check. I'm gonna just check a whole bunch. The 7 pairs, am I terribly concerned that either player has a 7? No. Are they gonna have a 7 once in a while? Yes. Because of the speed of their checks, I'm not going to check twice to let them bluff because they didn't even think about it. Ooh, this is a fun one. This is a fun one. How do we get the most out of this? I'm going to kind of go out on a limb and say he probably doesn't have a 7. A 7 probably raises me on turn a lot. So the question is, how do I get value out of pocket 9s? And I think it's sadly just this button. I say sadly because I wanted to make a bigger bet. And I mean, who knows? Maybe if I make a bigger bet, he still calls. Oh, queens. That's certainly a better hand than I expected him to have, though. I mean, within the same category as the pocket 9s. I rivered a flush here, by the way. Sorry, I was distracted by that other hand. So what happened here is Equalizer went for a... he went for a pre-flop raise. I flatted, flopped really well, but the flop went to check. I decided to check it back, and then he bet into me for I think like roughly 2/3, 3/4, something like that on the turn. And now we're facing the small bet on the river, and I'm gonna make a raise for pot size. I think just a nice big hefty one. Got him. I mean, naturally, if he has me beat, he's shoving on me, because if he has me beat, he has the absolute nuts. And I size there, like, we're not looking to get called by, like, you know, ace, king, no heart or something. We're looking to get called by, you know, worse flushes, pair plus hearts. Even, like, sets are just kind of like a junk spot. What would he call with, by the way? I'm not going to. I'm just going to take my normal size here. And part of the reason why I'm going to do that is because like when Stabile went for the $10 raise, Jokerson really like tanked in the big blind, and he ended up click and call with pocket nines, which is obviously a very strong hand. But like he really tanked there for a bit. So I don't know. I suspect he was kind of aware of what's going on. So I've flopped a pair and the second nut flush draw. Easy check call, I think, and we want the nice little ace of hearts on turn. If we get the ace of hearts on turn, I'm probably going to lead. But that is a very specific one single card I'm going to lead on. I think he follows up with the second, but I think it's just like another clear call. I do have to consider he bet into 3 players, so you know it's not like his range is going to be just super, super wide. But yeah, between my pair and the flush draw here, I think I'm reasonably happy. And now this is kind of interesting. So I'm just going to go for a check. I briefly consider leading. However, I think like even if I lead here with the 4 flush and the 4 straight, I think he's just going to like fold like king 10 of spades or, you know, king jack of clubs or something like that. So I don't think I actually get that value. I'd be getting value from, you know, if he has a worse flush, maybe if he has a straight. But I think a lot of like medium flushes and a lot of hands that really connect with the straightening cards there aren't necessarily firing out too much. But let's take a peek. He did have a king, and so that's kind of one of the hands that I assumed would just fold to me, which, you know, I guess we'll never know. Oh, he actually had the bottom end of the straight too. Interesting. Let's go like this. 1 3/4 pot, give or take a bit. Oh, okay. So I'm still gonna bet here, and like I'm gonna bet small. How often is he gonna have a flopped flush draw and check back, and then call like nearly double pot on turn? I don't know. That's tough. I think I'm gonna half pot here. I think my normal against a reg might be something like this, but I'm gonna go half pot against this guy. And then if I get shoved on, well. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so now the plot thickens. He didn't click it back. When he had the nutty hand, like, I don't know, 10 rounds ago, he just clicked it back. He didn't do it this time. Which means that I'm going to level myself into calling, and it's a gross spot, but, I mean, maybe he just has like a 6-8 or something, and I'm just screwed. But yeah, I'm going to click call here. I'm not convinced. Yeah, it is an 8-6. I thought he's always going for the click back with the flush, so seemed like a really nice spot, but there's just a few hands he might do something else, and it turns out it was. Going for a turn bet here. I think I'm going to pot. It's roughly a decent size here. Yeah, what's up, fart and roses? Well, that's me playing the board. I think this is 100% shove. I do a really good job of unblocking all of villain's folds. I have some full houses. It's a pot size bet effective. We're not necessarily getting too fancy. All right, can I not just get insta-called here? Thank you. Pretty please. Ah, he has the full house. Okay. Really weird spot on the river, but like literal mandatory bluff. We unblock all of his flush draws. We unblock all of his like decent straight draws, which are going to be on that board. Things like the 8-9s, which he's going to have a heck of a lot of combos of. Put some pressure on queens, though I'm not entirely convinced we're getting a lot of folds from queens, but I think we just get enough from the junky stuff. And I mean, in theory, we should get some from queens. So minus, or here, let's do this graph. Yeah, there we go. Minus 361 for the day. And that is, I feel like that's an ugly looking graph. We were above 0 for just a hair, but I don't even remember what happened. We instantly lost like 2 all-ins at the beginning or something. I have no recollection of this, but if Poker Tracker says it's true, it's true. All right, so down 1 point something buy-ins. I've had worse. Right, guys, so